Today we're going to be talking about the filter change on the RKI GX 2001. I have a diagram here that's right from the manual you can find on page 39 and follow along. It shows the 2001 and what steps need to be taken to replace the filters. I'm going to bring in the GX 2001, Phillips screwdriver, flat blade screwdriver, needle nose pliers, and a Q-tip, along with the filters that would need to replace. The importance for replacing the filters on a 2001 is due to any dirt, oil, water, contaminant that will prevent the gas from hitting the sensor for it to detect. So a visual inspection before and after each use is important. And it is not just by simply looking at this filter on top, which is your hydrophobic filter to help prevent water and dust from getting down to the sub-filters and the sensors ultimately. You need to also remove that to inspect the filters underneath. It may look clean on top, but the scrubber filters underneath may be contaminated and dirty and need replacement. So the first thing we will do is use our Phillips screwdriver to remove the two screws. We'll back those off. And then you use your flat blade screwdriver. There's 4 clips on either side. And you just simply need to remove either 2 or all 4, depending upon how easily it's coming off, to remove the retainer. Once the retainer's moved, set it aside, and you'll see your hydrophobic filter. And again, it's best to handle these filters with your flat blade screwdriver, not your hand, as they will become brittle and fall apart on you. So we're going to remove the old scrubber, and you can tell how dirty these filters are, which you could not tell because this looks clean and white. So we're going to remove the old filters. And there may be pieces of the old filter left, dirt around this area, and that's where the Q-tip would come in, that you place water on it simply, wipe it around the areas, let it dry. Once it's dry, you can replace the filters. The LEL sensor is the mesh sensor that says filter white. The CO sensor says black filter and is underneath there. The LEL sensor, you place 2 of the white H2S scrubber filters to help scrub out any sulfide that may attach itself to the bead of the sensor and poison it and prevent it from detecting any gas. That's what the filters help that LEL sensor do. Then you replace the charcoal filter, then 2 H2S scrubbers on top of that to filter out any carbons or interference gases so you can stay and detect what you're supposed to detect, which is carbon monoxide. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and open up our filter packet and turn that over. Let them fall out. And again, you want to try to handle these with your flat blade screwdriver. And we're going to take the charcoal filter first, place it on the CO sensor, and take 2 of the scrubber filters on top of that. Then we're going to take the 2 remaining scrubber filters and put those over the LEL sensor. Take your replacement hydrophobic filter, place it over the top. Take your sensor retainer, push it down until you hear both sides snap, and then tighten down your screws. And that is replacing the filters on the GX 2001. An important point on the 2001 to know, another way to know when to replace filters is if you apply hydrogen sulfide to this monitor without carbon monoxide present and you see the CO readings start to rise, then you know that the H2S is interfering with the CO and the H2S scrubbers are no longer doing their job. So if you tend to notice that, that's another indicator for you to go ahead and replace those H2S scrubber filters over the CO sensor.